Golf mates, how are we doing? Right, we've got a cracker of a show today, or tonight, or in the morning. Depends in the world where you're coming from. Are you ready? Get yourself a drink. How you doing, sir? Honestly, get yourself a drink. We have got Eddie Pepperell on. We have got Old Man Pat. We have got the man himself, the Mafia Magic from New York, now at Myrtle Beach, Joe Perez. We have got Dave the Pro. You ready? OMP and young Josh will be on here. So, golf mate. Last week was a raging success. It was absolutely booming. In fact, there's comments flying in all over there. Mr. Rook, you were here last week. How are you doing, sir? Peter Embleton, how are you, sir? I am not in the garage. I'm in the kitchen. If this fallback's behind me, you'll see a stack of pots and the tea where I need to sort out at the moment. Oh, the Barnet is doing great. If you're new to the channel, I've had a re-roof. Yes, someone has re-roofed me here. Looks like it's here from Nigeria. It's tall and prickly. Right, like I said, we have got some great guests on, but more importantly, Boris. I probably can't say what I want to say. I might ask Eddie, I might ask Pat, I might ask Josh, what do they think of Uncle Boris? I'm saying nothing, but, are you ready? From the 8th of March, I can go to Cholton Comedy, meet Pat, get out to the car, walk with him, put a bit of blanket down on the green, sit down with Pat, get a bottle of wine, have some cheese, maybe a few olives, we might spread the ball. Do you know what I mean? Get some olives in there, Del Boy. Get our putters out. Just going to have a putt. No, you can't have a putt. You can't play golf. You ready? But you can have a picnic together. What is the world coming to? Looking forward to this and also seeing more golf videos soon. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We've got quite a few golf videos. We didn't know this lockdown was going to be this far, honestly. But when we went away, working our arse off, we did not know, and I mean did not know, we're going to be in lockdown for this much, honestly. But we have got videos, I think, till mid-March, and then I'm going to do some more live streams, and I've got a few other things. Did Mr. Ballo take his knickers back from the flagpole? Trust me, we were in Dubai, we're at Ras Al Khaimah, and that was the biggest flagpole I have ever seen. Right, chicken and rice, how are we doing? Have we got anyone in the waiting room yet? Mr. Joe. Oh, and let me tell you now, Joe Perez is, you ready? Looking dapper. But let's get the first guest on. This is a top man all round. And he doesn't shop at top man in word top man clothes. He's a top man. You ready for this? It's Eddie Pepperell.
Our next guest is as rock and roll as it gets. Always entertaining on and off the course. He enjoys the odd glass of red and is never short of a drop the mic quote on Twitter. It's two-time European Tour winner, Eddie Pepperell.
Eddie, lad, that's some intro, isn't it?
I wasn't expecting that. How are you, mate?
Eddie, what's going on with the Barnet?
Oh, don't go there. I mean, I've
That's
been
not
wearing a
brill
headband.
cream, is it?
No, it's not. I've just had a shower,
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm fresh for you.
Oh, I like fresh meat. I did nothing wrong with fresh meat at my age, cock. I tell you, can't beat fresh meat, unwrinkled. Right, I'm going to give you a few questions. Then we're going to get our young friend on who wants to speak to you.
Yeah.
But how is this lockdown affecting you?
Well, I'm for those of you that follow me on Twitter, you probably know my thoughts. There's a lot of people suffering.
Say what you want.
No. Well, listen, it's a tricky position because a lot of people have different opinions on it, and you know, I personally worry a little bit about what we're doing, but you know, I seemingly am in a minority, so I'm happy to just fit in and get on with it and get your head down. But I do worry.
Well, I'll say keep your head down. You do like just dropping the old mic and leaving the room, don't you?
Yeah, well, I've had to do that. You know, I tweet and mute now. That's my it's my little motto.
Hey, I like that. Now, when we were in Scotland and we were having a chat, next one, you said to me, because I said to you, you're doing your wine, and you said you've cut down drinking your red wine to 1 glass a night. Is that, or you said you cut down anyway?
Yeah, I
had. Have you cut down or not?
No, I had, and then I started Christmas. I had a bad Christmas, so the only thing I did well last year was my diet was good, but I crashed over Christmas and ate far too many boxes of roses and Terry's chocolate oranges, and then started drinking red wine again, and came off the wagon a little bit, and with these latest restrictions, I find that I reach 4 or 5 p.m. In fact, tonight's the first night in probably 3 months I haven't had hadn't had any alcohol yet. So it's amazing what you do to me.
Well, I've had that effect, but listen, I'm going to tell you, you had a big inspiration on me, mate.
Why is that?
I only have 1 glass of wine a night now, red wine, just 1 glass after my tea, and that's it.
Yeah. Well,
true.
Yeah, well, the whiskey, I prefer whiskey. It seems to Good man. You need to get me one of those.
Bit of Shiraz. You can't beat a bit of Shiraz when there's nothing else in the house.
No, good man. That's a big glass.
So where are you off next, pal? When are you going to get out?
I don't really know. If I do play anytime soon, it'll be in Qatar, and I think that's 2 weeks away. I'm entered. I'm a little on the fence, but there's not a lot in the pipeline for me. I'll be quite honest on the golf front. So I'm kind of preparing a little bit for mid-April, May onwards, and then hopefully what will be a busy summer.
Yeah. Do you mean life will get back to normal?
Well,
It will. I'm quite sure. Right, I'm going to come up with this. The first time I got, because I didn't know your follow, I got a lot of respect for you. I think you're doing well, and I presume he's a good mate of yours, Tom Lewis. You put a tweet out saying, everyone's saying, great, well done. Have a thought for people like Tom Lewis. I think he went for about 3 weeks as a reserve and never got a place, and that's where I thought, what a top lad you are. So that would have been a few years ago, I think. Yeah,
it was. I think that was in the year 2017, I want to say, because we had just gone to Q School, the two of us. And he had 3 Rolex Series events in a row where he was first reserve on site, which probably has never happened. Yeah.
Well, I just thought that was a thingy of a man. Shows you're a good, decent geezer, to be honest.
Well, I though I've had the odd good week here and there, I've also had some bad spells. So, I do know what it's like to struggle a little bit on the golf course. And,
I do as well.
Well, yeah. And, when you see guys, your friends especially, suffering a little bit, you feel sorry for them. So, yeah.
So, how do you practice at the moment, or have you just lost interest?
Well, there's very little interest. I mean, I'm probably doing 30 minutes every day or two. And Frilford are kindly letting me hit golf balls, but we're moving house, so not until June. But it's almost like I've just tried to move house to keep my mind occupied. So that's keeping me going. Right.
So I'm going to knock you some questions here. You ready?
Go on.
We did a little Twitter poll, YouTube poll from Grant Wiseman. Who is the best caddy or player to have a night out with, or go out for dinner and have a few drinks and a giggle?
Mickey Donaghy is a pretty fun dude to drink with. He's a caddy. He caddies for Tyrrell. Now you talk about someone who likes red wine. He'll get a bottle down in 10 minutes. Players are pretty down the line these days.
Yeah, what I've seen, everyone's in their own. Forget the bubble, what's happening now, but everyone is in their own little bubble, in their own little clique, aren't they? On tour, so. Everyone just keeps herself to themselves, don't they?
Yeah, I think for most of the guys, this bubble on tour kind of thing isn't a great change actually. But for some of us, myself included, who generally likes to go out and socialise a little more, it's been a bit more tricky. But on the whole, I would say golfers are pretty quiet these days and keep themselves to themselves.
Question coming in here from Lucy Goslin. Eddie, what's your dream 4-ball?
Dream 4-ball.
That ball, swinger.
Yeah, I should be so lucky. I think I've always said Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Carl Pilkington. So that would be the dream.
You just took a question off me, but I can't give you now.
Oh, go on.
Office or Phoenix Knights?
Well, it'd have to be Office, wouldn't it?
Oh, I could never get it. Right, I'm going to show you a little clip. These are 2 followers of you and me. And they want a question for you. It's about Portugal. So have you got it ready, Joe? Show them the proclaimers, will you?
Hi, Eddie and golf mates. We go to the Portugal Masters every year, and we know how much you love the Portugal Masters.
Could you tell us the reason why and what's your favourite restaurant in Villamara?
Hope you have a great season and hopefully meet you on tour one day. Bye. Bye.
Brilliant, brilliant. Uh, favorite restaurant?
You
Well,
won't
actually,
remember, will you?
the restaurants probably answer the first question as to why I do so well. They're usually a lot of Haagen-Dazs, good food, good wine, very chilled week. It's usually a holiday for me, so I've played hungover to mildly hungover, probably as many rounds at that tournament as none. So restaurants, there's a really good Swedish restaurant called Akvavit in the far corner of the marina, which I like.
Right, happy days. I love that. Right, Eddie. No, we know that. Coach. You're at Thrillford Heath, aren't you?
Yeah.
Attached to. So, worst bit of golf advice you've ever had?
The worst bit.
Yeah, because everyone, honestly, I've listened to on the range to different people, and you can hear some stuff, and you're like, worst advice could suit you, but it could not for somebody else, could it? But you must have had something dodgy over the years, even as a junior.
Yeah, I can't think of anything, but I was just reminded there. I think, did I play with you guys? Was it the third round in Scotland when we played together? Just gone last year? Was that the round where my caddy dropped the bag?
He did, but also your caddy Graham. We've got to get Graham onto it. He's one of the coolest dudes about. I'm sorry, mate. He's a cool dude, isn't he?
No, he is. But I was pleased to see the bag fall over a couple of times because no one can be too cool, can they? But
yeah. Well, it got him, but he did well. So I take it Graham's like your standing caddy and your mate.
He just did that week because he's from Glasgow, and we spend a bit of time with him and his partner in Scotland when we go up there. And my caddy couldn't caddy that week, so I think he wanted a week off from me. And Graham stepped in.
Great bloke.
Yeah.
Best advice for a junior?
Oh,
I weren't going to talk about golf, so I'm looking at my questions. I can't keep crossing out. I weren't going to talk about golf.
No, that's all right. It's nice to talk about golf. Makes a nice change. Best advice for a junior? That's a tough one. I'm bloody hell. These questions are too hard. Just.
You're intelligent, Eddie. These would be thought they were bang on for you.
Yeah, no, I'm a bit sober. I can't think straight. I think just persevere and I always grew up and people said to me, this might be a bit of an irresponsible thing to say actually, but people always used to talk about having a plan B. But I never had a plan B in my life. It was just golf, and that was all I ever knew, and it was all I ever thought I was going to do. And yes, I was pretty good at it from a young age, but I never gave any credence to the idea of never being a very, very good golfer. So, though it might sound nice to have some security in the idea of a plan B, truth be told, I think all great sports people never have a plan B. They just go for it.
You don't quit and you do it, do you?
No, you need to be confident and have that belief and go for it because, you only live once. So, and what you learn along the way when you fail will serve you in good stead, even if you do fail.
Of course it will. Right, we've got Henry Tracy here. I think have you ever hit a clubhouse?
Probably. Flackwell Heath. There might be someone listening who's played Flackwell Heath before, but the first hole there, if you give it a semi-shank, you're in the window there, you're in the clubhouse there. So it's probably happened.
So, common question this, which tournament would you like to win?
The Open would be the number one.
Particular course?
No, not really. But I thought Portrush was absolutely sensational.
Yeah. How did you do on there, Portrush?
I made the cut, but I was at home before Shane Lowry was holding the claret jug on the Sunday, so not great.
Right, okay. So you had an early start on the last day?
I had a very early start.
It looked brutal one of the days, though, didn't it? But do you like brutal weather?
Not really. I mean, it was that Sunday. The Sunday was absolutely atrocious. In fact, I remember watching it in the airport, and I only like watching golf when it's really, really, really tough. So US Open, I love watching. The Open, when it gets really tough, I like watching. So I quite enjoyed seeing the guys struggle. Yeah.
So here's one. Right. So in lockdown, you and your missus, you have a Barney. What side are the dogs on? Yours or the missus?
Well, that's a good question. They've got each other, haven't they? So
well, they're not interested.
They just take themselves off, and we we never argue.
Right, here's what I did. I got a bit of stick for it, Eddie. Right, a nice bit of fish, bit of cheese, or a steak. What's your favourite?
Oh, steak.
Is it?
Yeah.
See, I got cheese for tastier. I'm not saying it's favourite. I said, but cheese tastier. But that's just me.
No, well, I
It's a
agree
bit
with
different.
you. I agree with you there. Cheese is tastier, but you'll survive a lot longer just eating steak than you will cheese.
I suppose you will, won't you?
Yeah.
Biggest golfing influence, Eddie? That's off Jack Roderickson.
That I've got in golf. Probably my dad, but you know, and if you see me play on a really shit day, then you'd know why. But I never really had many influences, but my dad was, I suppose, he was the guy who got me into it.
I've got one for you. Off my coffee now. Let's say you go out, you win. Who's the first person you ring?
Who do I ring first?
You're looking at, I know, aren't you?
I was trying to come up with a funny answer, but no, it'll be my girlfriend if she's not there. But yeah, probably the airline attendant, actually, asking them to change my flight because I booked it too early.
Yeah, so I can have a couple of beers. Love it.
Yeah.
Right, Netflix. Are you onto Netflix or anything at the moment? Is there anything good watching in the house?
No, we're not watching a great deal of TV. We're dried up a bit, although we're not massively into TV anyway. I've been drawing, believe it or not. It's a strange thing to get into, but I've been drawing. Yeah. I'm quite into drawing, kind of like Kama Sutra positions, and
Well, that's
so
Josh doesn't know what that is, but we'll get him on in a minute.
Josh will know.
Well, hey, remember what we said on the team? We'll keep that quiet, yeah? Josh will know, won't he?
Yeah.
But we'll get him on anytime he's ready. If he's ready, get him on. Eddie, what do you think of my golf? You won't have seen it, so you don't need to answer that. Here he is, superstar.
Hello, how are we doing?
Hello,
Josh.
Josh. How are you, mate?
Hey, Eddie. Good. Thank you very much for the video message that time. Really appreciate it.
That's all right. How did you enjoy Florida in the end?
We'll show you. We'll show you, Eddie.
Go on.
Absolutely. Told you. That's good. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Yep, set that.
Brilliant.
Oh, yeah. I enjoyed it really good.
Josh, have you got any questions for Eddie?
Yeah, I got written down. What's it like playing the Masters? Really, looks absolutely green everywhere. Love weather. What's it like to walk down 12? And what's it like to play there? Really,
it's you know what? It was quite a stressful week, but when I looked back on it, I absolutely loved it. And the further I got away from it, the more I kind of appreciated just how great it was actually as an experience. So the back nine is really, it's amazing. It's everything you expect it to be. The rest of it, honestly, was a little underwhelming. But once you start walking down the 10th fairway, then Augusta comes alive, and it's absolutely as good as it gets in the game of golf. So hello turf, and if anybody ever gets the opportunity, luckily, to go there, then it's a must do. Yeah,
absolutely.
But, so, go on, Josh. You got another?
Yeah, great. What's a big one for me as well? What I'd like to know from you is, when you've obviously got loads of crowds, how do you score your best when they're kind of watching you? Obviously, a load of pressure. How do you score your best with that, really?
You know what, Josh? Quite often, when the more people that are there, the less aware of them you are. It kind of works in a bit of a paradoxical fashion. If there's 100 people there or 50 people, it can sometimes feel worse than if there's 5,000 people there, and because there's so many, you just block them out. So it's strange to say, but the more, almost the easier it is, the better it is.
Absolutely. Sure.
Also, because then when you do hit a bad shot, you don't hear the typical English tut and all this sort of stuff. So it's nice.
Absolutely.
Eddie, when you said that with the Masters, I were actually there when Tiger won that year.
Oh, was you?
Yeah, I wrote a practice round, but I stopped walking. After a bit, I went, oh, I'll be honest, I went to the bar because it's a lot hillier than you could ever imagine, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the humidity was horrendous. Josh, have you got your both live streams on?
Got this live stream on.
Have you got one on your phone as well?
No, just this one on my computer.
Okay, mate. Yeah, I think it's the 11th hole. Is that a par 4, like 500 yards, but it's so tight.
Yeah. Tough tee shot.
Oh, that tee shot's a brute, isn't it? That an 18 for unbelievable. No one can see how tight they are, can they?
No, you're right. Those 2 tee shots actually are probably by quite some margin the toughest 2 tee shots on the course. Actually, yeah. And if you don't hit the fairway, it becomes almost impossible to make par. So very, very hilly. Yeah, you do not appreciate it, as you say.
Here's one for you, Eddie. Does your manager cringe when you put stuff on Twitter?
I don't know.
Right, what I will say, Josh, we're going to come and get you in the feed later on, pal, all right?
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Breaking up your feed. So, Josh, we'll see you in a bit. Eddie, do you want to say hello to Josh?
See you, Josh. Good to see you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Eddie.
Good man.
Right, cheers for that. We'll get him started. So we're going to let you go in a minute, Eddie. We're just going to bring on someone who does our voices called Joe Perez.
Yeah.
And he's like the Italian mafia, like Godfather's the voice. In fact, bring him on, Joe. It's just got a question for you. It's a cracker. It's a belter. Oh, hold up. No, sorry. I'm going to... Right. I need your brains, Eddie. Hey, it were all going great, but it's gone to shit now, hasn't it? Do you know what I mean? I'm flying. So we've got a lad on the channel. His nickname is the Heavy Ballesteros. I want you to watch this clip and explain his technique and how he does it, if you don't mind.
Go on.
Come on, Mr.
It's a
Barlow. Well, is it on?
Chipping it right to the pin.
That's disgusting. Honestly,
What's up with
that is absolute.
What's
Don't
up with
you
that?
dare! Don't you?
What's up with that?
I've had enough. I hate him. I hate him. Oh.
Oh, brilliant.
That is a pitching wedge, but somehow it makes like a 1-iron and we don't know how he does it. So I'm asking you as an expert, 2-time champion, chilled out, educated.
Yeah, well, I think that often the really big golfers, you might say, you might, I don't know, you might say the fat ones, they have soft hands, and I think it's because they have to handle the donuts carefully as to not squeeze the jam out. And I think it's no surprise that he's got nice soft touch around the greens there.
Eddie, you've dropped one there because he calls his shot the soft hands drop shot.
Lovely.
So you've got him there. Right, Eddie, we're going to let you go. Hopefully, thanks for your time, pal. And I will see you about, no doubt, somewhere in the future, mate.
Yes, thanks.
1 minute, but we've got Joe to come on. See, it was going well, and I've not looked to where I've got my notes, and it's down. Joe.
Evening, Liam. Evening, Eddie.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
Great
Joe,
show.
you've got one question and one question only.
I can only ask one. Okay, I had a couple.
Go on.
Well, if I can only ask one question, my question would be, I've been playing Mizuno irons for over 15 years. Can I have your old clubs?
You can, but the issue is, Joe, and believe me, I know this. I've got 3 odd sets, and there isn't a complete one between them. So, if you can find the odd 6-iron, 4-iron, and 9-iron, then by all means, you can have 3. Yeah. I think you're looking great. Where's the bow tie from?
I think it's from a company in Vermont. It's got the 12 animals of the Chinese zodiac on it. Since I think we're in Chinese New Year.
Oh, brilliant! So where do you live?
I live in South Carolina, in Myrtle Beach. I'm retired. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. Get about it.
Well, that's great. Are you a regular contributor to the show?
Whenever Liam needs me.
He's a thingy, Eddie. He's well connected.
I can tell.
Yes.
Yeah.
The last person who called him got fed to the pigs. Is that right, Joe?
Excuse me?
The last person to call you got fed to the pigs.
different four-legged animals.
Right, Joe, go on, give us that last question because we're having communication trouble with three of us on. What's
All
the
right, I'm
last
just
question, Joe?
curious. I have a question about the life of a tour pro. Do you have to make your own hotel reservations, or does the tour help you out with that? Seeing
No.
as how you never know if you're going to be in a tournament maybe 2 or 3 weeks in advance. You may decide to enter one at the last minute. How do you get your accommodations?
Yeah, so we book everything. So there often are a couple of hotels that are recommended that we stay in, and this is in normal times. But really, you can stay where you like, and you book everything. And yeah, it's quite good. You know, you are in complete control and complete autonomy with everywhere you stay and what you eat and blah blah blah. So no, but yeah, we're in control. So not the tour, which is nice, especially, you know, in these crazy times where we're willing to, you know, relieve too much of our freedoms to those crazy control freaks. So anyway, different topic, and we shall move on.
Yeah. Joe, are you aware of the Peaky Blinders?
Hmm?
Are you aware of Peaky Blinders? A show
That-
in England. Have you ever seen it?
Never.
Have you had it?
Oh yeah, great show.
Yeah. I've not seen it, but is Joe a resemblance from somebody off there?
Joe, you remind me of a guy called Tom Keane, and he presents the Bloomberg morning show. So if you tune into Bloomberg tomorrow morning and watch Tom Keane, you'll see he's almost a spitting image of you.
Bloomberg, crying out loud. He was my mayor for 12 years in New York. I'm trying to forget that.
Oh, Eddie,
Don't
right. Do we let you go, Eddie?
Yeah,
Or
well, it's
all
up to you.
it's up to you,
I'm
mate.
happy.
If you're happy, you can stay. Simple as that, Eddie.
I can stay. If you're happy to have me, then I'll stay. I'll hang around. Nothing to do.
Right. Joe, can we just swap you for OMP, sir, if he's in the house?
Absolutely.
Is he in the house, Joe? So we've got OMP. So he's 82. Hello, Pat.
80, not 82.
How old are you?
80.
So, Joe, Eddie, I'll tell you a little secret here, Eddie. He's unmuted. Joe, do you want to unmute Eddie? But Eddie, Pat is the legend of the channel, right? When he was 79, he went round Charlton and he shot his age in a medal round.
Brilliant.
That's our local, so everyone loves a bit of Pat. But
Yeah.
I think we're struggling with 3 people on with the audio, aren't we?
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Eddie.
Distracted now. The kids are awake. The wife's down with baby looking at me. Your voice.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pat. No, it's lovely to meet you. Where are you from?
I'm from Dublin originally.
Okay, lovely.
And
Best people in the world, the Irish.
oh, of course. And then from Bolton, not bad.
Wow.
Eddie,
Vernon plays Brighton.
Can I just ask you 2 questions?
Sure.
What is your favourite course you've ever played? I don't mean in England, I mean all over.
It's a tough one. I think Sawgrass was absolutely brilliant. I loved Sawgrass, and it's easy for me to say that because I did okay there. But as a championship golf course, I just thought it had everything that a championship golf course should have. So I have to be honest, I thought Sawgrass, but that's, to be honest with you, I've been fortunate enough, obviously, to play some really tremendous ones, and none more so than in your countries, of Ireland. So I particularly enjoyed a course we played up in Donegal in 2018, the Irish Open at Ballyliffin.
Oh, yes.
I never heard of it, but I thought that was a bit of a gem, actually. So, yeah.
Beautiful. And what has been your lowest ever gross score?
What's my lowest ever score?
Gross score.
Gross. 60.
Well, obviously, you've been a pro. You're a pro, yeah.
Yeah, 60 is my lowest.
Say that again, Lee.
60.
Oh my God, that was some shoot.
Yeah,
Great.
it was the reason for it, and this is a true story. Is that I was on Holotine Greens, so I putted quite well, and that's true.
Brilliant.
So my dog has come to say hello to you.
Oh, well, I'm glad he has. I'm glad you said that, Eddie. My wife wants to say hello. Well, what you up?
Look at that. What's that? Is that a pug?
Yeah, it's got a great name.
Go on.
Campo.
And then can I just say as well, as you know, me and Liam and Steve have took young Josh to our heart. And
Yes.
what you've done for them was absolutely brilliant. It's
No,
made his day, made his life.
no,
So thank
brilliant.
you for this.
No, it was nothing. It was easy to do. So I'm glad it had such an impact.
Yeah,
Okay.
he loved it. In fact, there's a story here, you'll know about that. So when we're over in America, we're over there already. Next to us, we get a DM. A lad says, Liam, you and the lads, can you come and play in my place? We went, we've only got one day off. And he was like, no, I insist. I said, listen. I said, where is it? He, oh, I'm a resident of Lake Nona. I want to invite you all. So we ended up 12 of us went to Lake Nona with Josh.
That's great.
So have you played there?
No, I've never been to Nona, but I've heard it's brilliant. Was it a good day?
The problem is, after we went there and we got on the range, and they're all tailor-made TP5s or Pro Vs on the range. So I was looking, I think they're going to be pocketing these. I can see these just the pyramids going lower and lower. Not even took a swing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's usually why these kind of prestigious clubs try and keep the riffraff out.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, it was like the Waltons coming in. So this is what normally happens as well, Eddie. People love Pat that much. All of a sudden, we'll do a live stream and they're sending money for buy a drink. That's how much they love him.
Oh, that's great.
So what we did before... Go on, Pat.
I said, keep it coming.
But it does go in a little trust fund for him. Yeah, and then we take him away. So about 2 years ago, we went live and someone said, what do you want to do? And I said, I'd love to take Pat back home to Dublin. And next minute, £900 turned up. I burst out crying. 2 weeks later, we took Pat back to Dublin and we hired a golf course, filled it out, and all the Irish followers came to Dublin and spent the weekend with Pat.
That's
It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant weekend.
Yeah, you got spoiled, didn't you, Pat?
I certainly did.
Even the mayor come out for you.
Yeah.
But, so what we've done in the last 2 days as well, Eddie, do you know Portugal well?
Do I know who?
Portugal well, when you go.
Well, I know the marina pretty well.
So have you not been out playing anywhere else when you were younger?
No, actually, I did. Yeah, I went to Slide and Splash quite a lot.
So there's a complex in Portugal. I forgot what it's called. Amendoeira. There's a Feldo course and a Connor course.
Yeah.
So we've just put a do out where we're going. We're going in next February. Yeah. 150 golfers for a week. We've hired both courses for the week and all the hotel. That's sold out in 40 hours.
Wow.
And they're coming from Australia, Germany, America, everywhere.
Really? That's brilliant. Well, that'll be some week.
There's some organisation. I hope we can the man for that, Eddie. You know what I mean, Chop?
I bet. Well, that'd be great fun. That would be great fun. Yeah.
Last one, Eddie, before I let you go.
There's a fair bit of debauchery for Josh as well around in and around that part of the world these days.
Oh, Josh is coming. Josh is coming.
Okay, brilliant. He'll be pleased.
I'll get him back because we're having bad. The audio was terrible when we got 3 on. So I'm going to let you go, Eddie, and say you've been nothing but a scholar, pal. And I'll try and finish it for you. All right.
Nice meeting you, Eddie.
And you, Pat.
Appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys. Bye now.
Ciao, pal. Ciao, mate. Pat, how about that then, eh?
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What a nice man.
Pal.
Very nice man.
Quick message to Joe on the seat. Joe, we're going to stick to 2 people, mate. The audio is all over it, show, but how good with that with Eddie, eh?
Pat.
Yeah, of course I'm talking to you. Anyway, Pat.
Yes?
I think everyone should thumbs up and comment below. Cheers, Eddie. Just simple. Cheers, Eddie. Which they're doing by themselves anyway.
Oh yeah. Cheers, Eddie. Great to speak to you.
Oh, it was. So,
And
Pat, how are
hope
you, sir?
in the season.
Pat,
Yes.
what do you think of Boris's news today?
Well, it's going to take a bit longer than we thought, doesn't it?
Yeah.
29th, isn't it?
On the 8th of March, do you fancy having a picnic on the 18th at Charlton?
Yeah.
We'll make a video out of it.
If he's not dug it up.
So we're going to get some questions coming in, but they all want to say thank you to Eddie. Pat, cheers.
Cheers.
Wide up. Stop Centre. Highly, I'm not sure if there's any space left for Portugal. Wanted to say thank you for all the laughs and joy given to a lot of them. Chris, you don't have to, but look, I'll have a drink. All this money is going to go in a pot for Pat. And if Pat can't go, Portugal will take Joe Andy Marr. So we'll get some questions for Pat. But honestly, Eddie, though, he's gone out of his way. And he said he was giving us 20 minutes. He's given us 40. So I'll be thanking him personally. And you can see, look at that. Eddie's professional, loves golf. And did you hear him, Pat? Like, I'm probably going to start in April. He's like,
Very laid back, isn't he?
He's very chilled, isn't he? We give him the rock and roll thing, but you can tell he's just a relaxed bloke, isn't he? Just chilling out.
Brilliant.
And I wish him well. I like nice people who do things. What's nice to be nice. You want the best for, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean, Pat? So let's see. Have we got... Oh, this is one. Bri Roberts. This is Big Cheese. You know the big long hitter?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Bri and the doctor be me and you at Charlton. Would you like to... Do you want that on in the summer, Pat?
Oh, I love it, yes.
So we'll put Bri off scratch. And he's playing with the doctor, which is Mr. Barlow. And they want to take us on. Shall we have that when we're allowed?
Would love to, yes. Yes.
So we've got John Butler. Bri Roberts is a top hitter. He can hit that golf ball. Ask eBay Pete. He puts a pitching wedge past his driver. But
I bet he's struggling to get it past Pete.
What are the trees full of, Pat?
Long hitters.
Pat, I've got a brilliant... This is from somebody who comments loads. And I should have asked Eddie about this, actually. I forgot. But we're just having a nice, chill conversation. OMP, what's the worst cheating you've ever seen in a round? You've got a couple of stories about this, haven't you?
Well, yes. It's the big ball markers, you know, that they put behind the ball or put on the side of the ball, and then they put it in front of the ball. And
oh, my God. Ian has give you 30 Australian dollars for buy you a beer in Portugal. You don't need to do this, Pat, does it?
No.
It doesn't.
No.
Ian, you're a scholar, and you've actually in the picture, great art. Pat, let me jog your memory. What about when you found the ball and give it him the second match?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that wasn't me. That was just a bloke from Charlton.
Tell us the story, because it's a brilliant story.
Well, he played him in a team game, one a Charlton player, and he was looking for his opponent's ball in the long grass, and couldn't find it anywhere. And all of a sudden, while the back was turned, this opposition player said, "Oh, I've got it," and he said, "That's not the ball you were playing." But he said, "Yeah, it was. Yes, yeah, that was it." Anyway, he couldn't prove anything, so he let it go. The next morning, the Charlton player, and his sons went out to the spot, and within half a minute, they found the ball that he'd played with, this lad. So on the return match, the same 4-ball playing. So this lad said, "By the way, there's that ball you lost last week in the longer." And he just said, "Thank you," put it in his pocket. So he knew.
Right, we've got Stephen Herrera has give you $5. Cheers. I'm taking that for you again, Pat. And that's Stephen. I think he's got a fish there. It looks like a trout or a cod. I think he's from Canada or America. Stephen Herrera, thank you very much. But you don't have to give anyone his money. Honestly, watching golf, mate, is free. We don't want anything for you. All we want is some bendy love for the thumbs up, comment, And if you really want to support the t-shirt, the channel, these beautiful polos. Look at them. Pat's put an order. He wants a purple one, the reddish pinky one, and some blue ones. But you want the new black one, don't you? But
lovely.
OMP, here we go. We've got Alan Cohen. OMP is a legend. Would you never believe what the hell is it? Would you? I've not a clue what that says, Pat.
There's something about using putter.
Something about bending a putter. I'm not too sure. What if he's watching, Pat? What's the name of the lad's putter? What we've got in the garage, the Scotty Cameron.
Scotty Cameron.
Yeah, do you know the lad we've got to send it back to him. What's his name? Can you remember?
Oh, Mark.
Get back in touch because it's safe and your putter is safe and sound. It is. It's safe and sound. Bloody hell! I feel like it's ran on for ages. We've got Joe Perez. I think we should bring him in, Pat. And if the audio's terrible, I'll leave the building and you and Joe can have a chat and I'll come back. Okay?
Yeah. Right.
If you want to talk to Joe.
Originally from Brooklyn, New York, now the family is in Myrtle Beach. The voice of the golf mates. It's me, Joe Perez. Forget about it.
He's here, Joe Perez. Okay.
Hello, Joe.
How old is it over there?
I'm just getting Tony Petty, super sticker. Tony, you don't have to. Right. Audio, for some reason, is brilliant. Joe.
It's fine.
There he is. I'm going to keep quiet. He's all yours.
All right, Pat, I got to ask you a couple of questions.
Go on.
You're the fairway finder, and you're always putting the ball. You're always putting the ball in the fairway. You're not as long as Liam or Mr. Barlow, but you're still putting the ball in the fairway. I'm just curious because I don't know what kind of practice facilities you guys have over there. Do you ever get that fly buzzing around your head that makes you think that maybe if I practice, I can squeeze a little bit more? Maybe I can get 5 or 10 more yards out if I take the time to work on it. Or are you just satisfied with what you've got now?
I'm satisfied with what I got now, Joe. You know, I could hit a long ball when I was younger, but now I'm just happy plodding along and try and get as near as possible with the third shot.
Okay, so no ego being behind Liam.
No.
No, you're always on that means you're on the green first anyway.
Yes, that's right. But
next question. You got so much money. Can I borrow some?
Of course you can do. But I'm just running a bit low at the moment, Joe, because I'm not playing.
Oh, yeah, that.
We'll have to double the stakes when we go back.
Yeah, all of your ATM machines are in lockdown.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm having to turn the heating down because I can't afford the fibers missing.
Joe?
Yes.
Can I just stop? Have you ever done any boxing commentary or ring announcements?
Any
ring announcements in boxing with your voice?
No, basketball.
Basketball?
Well, that was my major in school. I was a communications major.
Right. Okay.
So I just spent college writing scripts, doing announcements. You know, that extra stuff you do outside of class.
I don't know that. I never went to school. But in my exams, Joe, I got A's on all my exams.
Well, I didn't do too badly.
Yeah, I got absent.
No math, though. Math.
Went over here. Right, Pat, it's been short. The audio's terrible. We're going to have to let you go so we can get Joe on, mate. And we'll get you on next week. All right, pal?
Well, it's been a pleasure to actually see us face to face and have a chat to you. And
Pleasure's all mine, Pat. Can't wait
Thank you
to
very
see you
much.
back out on the golf course.
I'm looking forward to it. There you go.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Cheers, Pat. Oh, golf mate's absolutely nightmare. The audio's terrible, so we're just going to have to stick to 2 people. Joe.
Yes, sir.
Was it nice to see Mr. OMP in the flesh, even though it was brief?
Wish I
We'll
could
get
have
it
been there in
sorted
person.
for next week. So, Joe, you're in Myrtle Beach at the moment. What time is it at your establishment?
It is 3:46 p.m.
So, you were saying you've not been golfing for 2 weeks, have you, because of the weather?
It's been raining, just rain and cold. I would say in the last 3 weeks, it probably has not rained 4 or 5 days at the most.
Wow.
And on days when it doesn't rain, the high temperature. So this is 2-3 in the afternoon, is only 44, 45 degrees. That's Fahrenheit. If it were Celsius, I'd probably catch on fire.
Joe, question from Scott Hughes, great lad. When you turn up to the course, have you got a violin case?
That stays in the trunk. I don't need it. I don't. There aren't many people that I play with that try to get away with breaking the rules. So,
get you. Any more questions, Joe? So, Joe, I've got one for you.
Mm-hmm.
When we all met. Oh, does Liam and Joe use the same opticians? That's from Aaron Burr. So we've got Liver Pride. Is this when the tears kick in? No, I'm not going to cry tonight. I'm definitely not. I'm nice and chilled. I'm moving about at the moment now because the underfloor heat in the kitchen is hot. I should have turned it off. Joe, have you ever seen The Goodfellas?
The Goodfellas, of course. Who hasn't?
Me.
You have not seen that movie? I don't watch that many movies, but that's one I actually have seen.
So they're calling us the 2 Ronnies at the moment, but you won't know who that is. I think, Joe, I thought you looked like Heston Bloom attire. You know what I mean, Joe? I did. Thought you looked a ringer for it. Anyway, Joe, I've got one. So, give me your favourite moment in our America trip when you came down to see us.
Favorite moment?
Yeah.
Had to be meeting Josh.
Brilliant.
Meeting Mr. Barlow, close second.
Yeah, so it's a great one, though. So you called, I'm going to get it out here live, and I'm going to get the words out as well. So we're talking about Mr. Barlow's Mrs. Ked, but you called her what, Joe? I want to get it out here, them words.
No, I didn't. No, listen, I should get this on record. I didn't say, I wasn't referring to her in general. I just said to Josh that if he spends too much time hanging around with Mr. Barlow, he's going to end up spending his life in the company of women of questionable moral character. I wasn't referring to Ked in particular, just his Thailand trips in general.
So we've got one here from Steve Gerber. Is Joe, they're saying that I'm going to look like you in 20 years.
If you're lucky.
Oh, okay. Joe, are you a member of course? That's from Matt Washbrook. God, I can't get my words out here. I don't know why.
A member of courses? In Myrtle Beach, they have a lot of what we classify as a quasi-membership plan, where you'll join and pay a very small fee of like anywhere from $50 to $60 a year, and you'll get a discount card, and then you'll pay a discounted fee every time you play. That's pretty much the way it works for the people living here in Myrtle Beach. There's nothing here that would be comparable to what Liam in the UK has, where you will pay one yearly fee, and a hefty fee at that, compared to what I pay, and then you'll just play unlimited golf, only paying for, say, a motor cart if you want one. and of course, obviously paying for any food and beverage inside the clubhouse. But I have almost a half a dozen discount cards where I play. There's one place, the one place that I would consider myself a member. It's a place that's got 3 golf courses on site, and I pay $30 a month. I pay $30 a month, and then I pay a very, very small rate when I play, and I get unlimited range ball.
Joe, the question was, were you a member at a club? So his answer is no.
Yes and no. There's no private clubs. There's no private
Joe, question for you. What were you before you retired?
Before I retired, for my sins,
Yes.
I was employed full-time by the New York City Transit Authority. Bus
And the
operator
one-
for 25 years.
Have you ever been to Tinkler's Bar in the Bronx?
In the Bronx?
Tinkler's Bar.
Spent very, very little time in the Bronx.
Okay. Joe, we're having
Very
trouble with this signal now. We've only got an hour, so we're going to have to love you and get Dave the Pro in the room. Joe, peace out, brother. Stay safe, and I'll speak to you very soon. And thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
The next guest is a longtime favorite. His tips and coaching skills have helped many a golf mate. The man is so cool, he never tans. He's the resident Golf Mates Pro, Dave the Rave McKinnon.
You're right, Chops.
How are you doing?
What time did I say we'll get you on? About 1:30? I say slightly overrun, mate, isn't it?
I've been sat here since 2 o'clock.
Hey, you've caught the sun.
Well, I've been in makeup since 2.
Hey, let's have a look. You've done well. You've done well. That was,
Yeah.
Isn't it? Do you want a glass?
I think we should sit here until you finish that and see what happens.
I tell you what, I'll be straight. There's not much going to happen with this because it's Vimto. I didn't have enough wine for Philip. You know what I mean? So you're getting a lot of love straight away. Dave, teach me how to hit a draw. Jeff Burton. Have we done a video on that or?
I think we have, yeah.
I think we have. I think there's a video in the playlist. Dave tips. Fozzie Foster, Dave, the Rave, hybrid or 7-wood.
Well, I carry a hybrid, but the 7-wood is becoming a very popular tool out there on the tour and with players at the club. So yeah, 7, either one, whatever you use the best, use it.
So Tony's asked, why is the wine always got in your glasses? So Dave, are you having a beer? In fact, no, I'm going to stop all this, Dave. How are you in lockdown coping? Because you're a professional. You're the head pro. You've got your own shop. It's open. It's not open. Yeah. How are you coping up? On a serious note.
Yeah, seriously, it's been really difficult. I mean, you all know I'm at Chorlton, your club, Liam, and they've been great there. The members have been great with me. The club has been great with me. But it's very difficult because you've got a shop that's got stock coming in, and that's your livelihood. And you'd see when is this going to end? It's so difficult. It's been difficult for a lot of people as well. So not just me, but it's the stop starting that's the hard thing, because you think, here we are, we're away now, and then you lock down again. So it's been hard, and especially in our house, we've all had our little down moments. So it's been difficult, and hopefully, this is going to come to an end now, and we can get back out there, and it'll all be in the past, hopefully.
So, you know that Mr. Barlow's took me on scratch, beat me. He's took on OMP and beat him. I think he did. He's took on Stu Faulkner and beat him. He wants you.
Well, he knows where I am. You know what I mean? He knows where I am, and he's always good when he's got a good partner with him. So I'm ready for him. I'm ready for him.
And you're gonna, and he'll probably want to pick the roles, but you're definitely going to have that match. Is that going to come on YouTube? Are you going to play Mr. Barlow? Because he is a doctor and he has got the antidote for you, or the remedy.
This is it. We could get Joe doing the intros as we walk on, but yeah, I'm ready for Steve, and I'll let you know. So if he's watching,
so we've got Ian Ray. Hiya, Dave.
Get your people to speak to my people.
Of the season raffle. You did one of them before, didn't you? Would you do one of them?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, and I think I might give it a go. Get a bit of a good price table up there, and hopefully give someone something nice to start the season off with.
So there a question there from the We Proclaimers, Dave. So they're the young lads. Here we go.
Yeah.
William, the We Proclaimer, is far too quick putting. Any advice to slow him down?
I'd maybe get him to have a little bit of a pre-shot routine and work on that. And it's something that's quite hard to do. But if you went on the putting green and made him have a little pre-shot routine, but there's also an element where if it's effective, don't stop that. If he's holding puts, you've got to see it can go the other way as well. You can slow someone down and they get out of the rhythm and they start to think a bit too much. So it's a case of just giving him some drills to do, give him a little bit of a pre-shot routine, and then just see how it goes. But don't be too worried about that, because it'll tend to slow down the more he gets into the game, and it means more.
Right, Dave, this is from Victoria Phillips. Looks a very attractive lady there. Dave, isn't it crazy to think how many people's games you have helped with your tips? That's Joe's missus, by the way. He's punching very heavily. Go on, Dave.
Well, thanks for your comment. Yeah, it's great to see people, improve through the tips. So that's doing its job.
So, Jeff Smith, Dave, are you going to Portugal? Yes, you are. Hopefully, all going well.
My partner there, Jeff. Yeah, I'd love to go there, Jeff, and catch up with you again and see if we can set Liam out this time.
So what happened? So that was the first People's Ryder Cup you played with Jeff Smith, didn't you?
I did play with Jeff, yeah.
I played with Simon Tasker, I believe.
Yeah, and we were hustled.
Yeah, how did the match go, Dave the Rave?
We finished second in that one, and I remember your shot from that out of the reeds on that, which put the dagger straight into us, and we didn't come from that shot. I don't think. Was it
200 yards from the water hazard onto the green?
Out of the reeds. Yeah.
With a shot.
And I remember the famous words to Jeff saying, "Oh, he's dead there. Don't worry about this." Next thing, it was next to the flag.
Every blind squirrel finds a note of you. Listen to Mr. Barlow. Right, Big Wayne Ross, top pro, helps a lot of golfers. You're very lucky to have him. Yes, we have. But we've got him, but you've got him too, Wayne.
Yeah, thanks, Wayne.
Dave, favourite four ball? Andy Evans. In fact, how many people are watching tonight? Have we got it low numbers, high numbers? Wonder how many people's watching. Favourite four ball, Dave?
Dropping now, I'm on. It's got to be Faldo. He was a hero of mine. I think someone like Ricky Gervais for a bit of comedy in there. And who else do I have in there? Tiger. Yeah.
Who's got the best golf game of all the golf mates' characters, Dave?
Well, I think Pat, hasn't he?
Yeah, of course he has. Every day of the week, hasn't he?
Anyone can argue that. I mean,
I
played with him. We went all year unbeaten, me and Pat, and I thought it was me, but obviously since then I'm not.
So we'll tell the story, Dave. When you're a captain at Charlton, there's a Mersey League event where you play 5 other clubs, isn't there?
Yeah.
And you've got to play with the captain. So OMP with the captain.
Yeah.
How good was it then?
Oh, it was unbelievable. We never lost, and it was so easy. You just knew he was always there, and then I could throw a few birdies in now and again, and he's just rock solid. And we just went all year unbeaten.
So this is a good one.
Trying to get to do another year's captain.
Mark Hussey, has Dave ever qualified for a tour event? So you used to play on the Challenge Tour, which is just underneath. Tell them the story about open qualifying, Dave.
So when I missed out, you mean? Yeah, so well, I missed out at Wallasey when Tiger won in 2006. Missed by one there. That's as close as I've got. But the funny story I think what Liam's on about is, so I was playing, and in front of us was a guy called Andrew Oldcorn. And he had quite a big crowd watching him playing in front of us. And the lad said, "Oh, I'll come and caddy for you." So I said, "Yeah, no problem." So we're on the second. I've missed the green left as usual. I've got a bit of a chip over a bunker, but Andrew Oldcorn's got like a pretty big gallery in front of him. I'm just about to set the chip, and all the galleries turn round, and the caddy shouts to everybody, "Can you all stand still, please?" And I stood over my chip and I said, "What have I done that for?" He said, "I've always wanted to do that." So I said, "I had 300 people, I had this horrendous lie, 300 people watching me hit this chip over a bunker. I managed to get it over the bunker, so I was happy with that." And I said, "From now, just keep your mouth shut. Give me the clubs and just keep walking." He went, "Oh, I've always wanted to do that, Dave."
It's a question
So
from
that's,
Timmy. He's from Northern Ireland. Is Liam the worst 7 handicapper, Dave?
He's far from it, and I say this a lot. He puts himself down a lot, but I think people who know, when he puts his mind to it, I know he's busy. You don't play anything like at all, really, do you, anymore? But
I'm on fire at the moment. I'd love to get a card in at the moment.
You're decent when you play. You don't play, but you give yourself a bit of hard time, I think.
Best player you've played with, Dave? I think we'll have this your last question, and we'll get Josh back on because it's gone past the hour. Before we get
I played with a lot of top players. I probably, played with Justin Rose, played with Paul Casey, Luke Donald, but I think playing with him and being impressed by him was Stephen Gallagher when I played with him. He was unbelievable. He could get up and down out of my kitchen drawer. His short game was unbelievable. There we go. So yeah, he'd be the one that impressed me more than anything.
Stephen Gallagher, yeah, he's been solid for a long time, hasn't he?
Brilliant player.
Well, Dave, we'll get you on again when we've got more time. We've just ran over. We're going to get young Josh on now. Hopefully we can speak to him. Is he still in the room, Joe? If young Josh is in the room, we'll get him back just so he spoke to his little hero already. And so Josh is in the room. So Dave, I'll catch up with you tomorrow.
Brilliant.
James Butler, yes, Liam touched her. Yeah, won't be the
edit. All right, mate.
Morning. Dave, sorry it ran on. We've not got you on long, but you definitely come back on, pal.
No problem.
There's the camera. Keep looking at me up here. Look cross-eyed, Dave. Thank you very much, sir. Keep looking on that tan.
Shut up, pal.
We'll get Josh on. Cheers, mate.
Golf mates, this boy's touched more hearts than Cilla Black in Blind Dates. All we know, he's still in love with the girl from Hooters, young man Josh.
Joshy boy, how are you, Cop? Just unmute him. Please go, mate.
How you doing, Liam?
We can hear you better now. It's a shame that every time we had 3 people, the audio went terrible, pal.
I see you. Oh, I enjoyed that. Thank you very much. Brilliant. I'm so excited.
I'm so sorry we couldn't get more questions. It was just so hard to hear you. But the main thing, you were there with Eddie, don't you?
Oh, yes, I loved it. Eddie Pepperell.
So he told you at the Masters. So we need to get a screenshot for you, though. You can do a little video that you spoke to Eddie Pepperell, can't you?
Oh, yeah, that'll be brilliant. Love it. Thank you so much to Eddie. He's a great man. Great man.
I've got a question for you, Josh, off Jonathan Perez. I think it's brilliant. Josh, would you prefer a hole-in-one or the girl from Hooters to be your girlfriend? Uncle Liam says, get an hole-in-one. Girlfriends are no good.
Yeah, all-in-one.
Good lad. Always such a polite guy. He certainly is, Mr. Butler. He certainly is. So, Josh, 5 more weeks of agony.
Oh, no. I can't cope. I just want to hit a ball.
I'm going to be straight, me. Josh, I can't hold it anymore. People say you shouldn't say for certain things. But I'm fuming. We've got to wait 5 weeks. Absolutely fuming. I just don't see the point of going having a picnic with Owen Pete on the course.
Yeah. absolutely.
And we can be together on a golf course, but we can't like put a ball. Can't believe it. A question there, Josh. How's the channel going? Are we nearly on 20,000 now?
Oh, it's going unbelievable. Really
what
is.
What are we on
now? Nearly 18,000, I think.
But don't forget, golf mates, Josh Bell Golf on YouTube.
Thank you.
Josh, what handicap would you like to get at the end of the year? That's from Liam Blythe.
I'd say 9's my goal, single figures, or probably similar to yourself.
So,
Hopefully.
Josh, before it finished, what was that? What's your new stroke? Is it 10.5 you've got?
10.5 at the moment, yeah, 10.5.
But that could change as soon as you start playing. I think with the world handicap system, that I think if you played well for 2 weeks, it could come down massively. I believe.
No, I can't believe that. It should be good then. Yeah.
Steve Goldsbury has asked Josh, "Are you coming back to the US with Liam? If Liam comes, be nice, wouldn't it?"
Oh, it'd be nice. I love the US, really do.
We got Andrew Whitley. Josh, what do you think of Liam's improving game? I mean, it could have fell out the window.
I think it's good. I think he's hiding though because he wants to take me on and got to wait. I think he wants to take me on.
You ready for me, Josh? Are you?
Oh yes, I've seen your game. It's going well.
It is. Josh, are you still enjoying editing?
Oh yes,
you can't make the videos. It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, but it is hard. Just on the thumbnail, that should be quite good for the Q&A video. So really good.
Brilliant. So you've got a new video coming out this week.
Yeah, it should be good.
Plug it.
Sorry. Anyway.
I think you're right there, RG. Stretching adverts. Josh don't. He's the most flexible human being I've ever seen. His backswing, he's nearly putting his club in his mouth. He's that big.
I do hate it.
Josh, John Blight. Josh, how can Mr. Barlow stop slicing?
Oof. I don't really know, but I don't know. I've had a few lessons. They told me 2 knuckles. That man up. I don't know. He's a good golfer.
Maybe. Right, I'm looking at this. No one knows, but YouTube does not like a live video over an hour. And we've got Josh and we've overridden. Golf mates, I apologise. We'll be doing this next week. We'll be getting one of you on. So in the main YouTube video, please, comment, "I want to be on." We're definitely bringing a golf mate on next week, without a shadow of a doubt. Even Josh can come back on and finish off his questions, and we'll get OMP on. Definitely get Roy Brown. So, Josh, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Liam. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
We've got you to Eddie anyway. Just the audio were bad. Golf mate, thank you for watching. If you can fund the main video and definitely comment, "Cheers, Eddie," because Eddie will probably go and watch it, see how his ear were. So on the main video, how many people are watching? If you can just comment, "Cheers, Eddie," and "I want to be on the show," we'll reply to them comments and we'll swap emails and we'll get you on the show. So, Josh, sleep well tonight, pal, even though you'll be excited. Golf mates, thank you for watching. Sorry it's gone over the hour. I'm going to get shouted off by everybody. Yes, golf mates, we're going to finish on Barlow's chipping. Golf mates, see you tomorrow or the day after.
Come on, Mr. Barlow. Well, is it on?
Chipping it right to the pin.
That's disgusting. Honestly,
what's up with
that is absolutely.
What's
Don't
up with
you
that?
dare! Don't you?
What's up with that?
I've had enough. I hate him. I hate him. Oh.